reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. He put another parable before them. The kingdom of heaven may be compared to a person who sowed good seed in his field. While everybody was asleep, his enemy came, sowed darnel among the wheat, and made off. When the new wheat sprouted and ripened, the darnel appeared as well. The owner's servants went to him and said, "Sir, was it not good seed that you sowed in your field? If so, where does the darnel come from?" "Some enemy has done this," he answered. And the servant said, "Do you want us to go and weed it out?" But he said, "No, because when you weed out the darnel, you might pull up the wheat with it. Let them both grow till the harvest, and at harvest time I shall say to the reapers, first collect the darnel and tie it in bundles to be burnt, then gather the wheat into my barn." Then leaving the crowds, he went to the house, and his disciples came to him and said, "Explain the parable about the darnel in the field to us." He said in reply, "The sower of the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed is the subjects of the kingdom. The darnel, the subjects of the evil one, the enemy who sowed them, the devil. The harvest is the end of the world. The reapers are the angels. Well then, just as the darnel is gathered up and burnt in the fire, so it will be at the end of time. The Son of Man will send his angels, and they will gather out of his kingdom all things that provoke offences and all who do evil, and throw them into the blazing furnace, where there will be weeping and grinding of teeth. Then the virtuous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Listen, anyone who has ears." The way the Lord described today's gospel, and especially to the disciples, he helps us to understand how our faith and the word that lives within us can be easily distracted in ways of 1 minute it's there, and next minute it could be lost. And I thought, gosh, how can I overcome that? Just being able to 1 minute just walking with the Lord, and then the next minute feeling myself isolated.
And that does happen to us, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So what do you do when you realise that's happening?
Yeah, I notice that in myself there's something wrong. And usually when that happens, it's for me to either speak to someone or else to sit down and pray and ask the Lord for help.
Yeah. I was captivated by that same thing, in the sense that when the new wheat comes and then the darnel appears and the servants want to pull it out, and Jesus says, "No, leave it, because you might pull up the wrong thing." And I think sometimes I find things in my heart and in my mind, and I think, are they from God or are they just me? Sure. Well, I think God works through me, but so are they things that are going to lead me away from God rather than to God? Are they things that are going to deny the kingdom rather than build the kingdom? And I try not. I think when I was younger, I used to be much more black and white, and I used to dismiss things more quickly. Now I think I tend to look at them, hold them, and turn them round in my mind and heart, and say, you know, what's going on here, and what do I need to do about it? So it's a bit like you said. You need to sit down and pray, or you need to talk to someone. Because that, you know. Well, you know what it's like when you're gardening. When the first things come up, you're not sure if they're weeds or real plants, you know. And if you pull them out too quickly, you can pull out all the plants.
I think the Lord is saying that the more we listen to Him, and the more that it's a bit like going to a gym. Really, we need His experience in the Father, and as a teacher. To help us, guide us along. And when we start to detach ourselves from it, that's when things start to get a bit awkward.
We'll be in trouble and the down will start growing. That's a lot for us to think about.
Yeah, it is.
But I guess we're conscious too that it just as in this parable, the Lord of the harvest or the Master of the harvest was there all the time, that God is with us all the time too, and we only have to turn and look in God's direction, don't we? Well, thanks, John. That's just a nice sharing, something for us to take away for this week.
Good.